Wow, look at me, a new woman. Anything different? I got a haircut and my hair's straight. That's what's different. I hope you guys notice. I really enjoy it. My mom's talking to my dog. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Megan. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video is very much long overdue. It is actually part 2 of answering all my questions for CSUDH. If you guys did not know, about a month ago I did post a video answering some questions about the school I go to, Cal State Dominguez Hills. Mom, I'm trying to film! Just in general, just questions people have asked me, questions from that video, of also DMs that I've gotten as well since that video, because I do know I'm kind of really the only person who talks about my school on YouTube. And trust me, when I was a freshman coming in, I had a lot of questions about my school and I didn't get any of them answered, so I kind of had to figure it out for you so you don't have to be as confused as I was. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe button down below. Also turn on post notifications, that way you get notified every time I post a video, because just do it. Without further ado, let's get on to these questions. I got to load up my app. So like I said, guys, these questions pertain to CSUDH. Some questions might be able to be answered in general for other schools, but more specifically, this is for my school, Toros. Question I have is from Jessica Brown. Again, guys, if I butcher your name, we are sorry. We know we can't talk on this channel, so like, don't come for me, please. Okay. Jessica Brown asks, what classes are you taking in this upcoming semester? For the business major, it has different concentration. What's yours and how did you choose it? Do you recommend going to school before classes start and finding your classes? I don't want to get lost on my first day. And how's the parking situation? Is it hard finding a parking spot? So, to answer your question, the classes that I'm taking this upcoming semester, if you guys don't know, I am a business major. My concentration is human resources and management. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So I am taking, what am I taking? I'm taking a sports and hospitality management class because I do want to get into the hotel business. I am taking operations management, which is OMG 322, which is basically more math. Is what it is. It's more freaking math. You thought I would have gone done with math by now, but no, it's more freaking math. SBS 318, which is cultural pluralism, which is an upper division GE, so that's what I'm taking. It's my last GE I would have to take. And then my last class that I am taking, I'm taking business 445, I believe that's what it's called, or management 440. I'm not exactly sure. I'm taking global business though, is what it is. I have to take it for my major. Those are the 4 classes I am taking. 2 are in person, 2 are online. That's just how I like my schedule. I like it open like that. Like I said, my concentration is human resources and management for the business route. The reason why I chose that is because I don't know, I like people and I like dealing with people, and I knew funny enough, my mom has done her whole career in human resources, and I don't know, I just vibe with that a little bit. So do you recommend going to school before classes start? Because if you are worried about getting lost on the first day, I really do recommend that. The campus is kind of big, but not too big. But I do know some things that got switched around, especially since we did lose one of our buildings because we're building another building in that place. So I do recommend just looking around campus and seeing where your classes are going to be, or if like the building's not open, you'll generally know that's where you're going to go. Parking situation. So your girl's 21 and can't freaking drive, but as far as I know people do have to get there quite a bit early, especially if you do have one of the more popular time frames for classes, which is around 10 to like 2 area. It does get packed, especially the first parking lot that's right as you enter the school. But it shouldn't be too bad. I do know parking passes have gone up. Day-wise, they're now $10, and I think a pass is well over $150 now. I'm not exactly sure, don't quote me, but they are pretty expensive. I recommend getting there early if you are someone that is driving yourself to school, because they do get kind of packed during the day. Sophia Pinata, sorry again, she asked, hey girl, what sorority do you recommend? Also, approximately how much is the entrance fee? Are the sororities as united as the movies make them seem? I am hoping to see you around campus this fall. Guys, if you do see me around campus, say hi, because there is a good chance you are going to see me. I have resting bee face, just letting you know, but don't be afraid. I'm very friendly once you say, hey, I see your videos. And then I get all weird and I'm just like, oh my god, why are you looking at me? But like just talk to me. I'm cool. Like I'm literally no one. I'm literally irrelevant, so just talk to me. Anyways, what sororities do you recommend? That is such a hard thing to say, just because our Greek life is not like regular school's Greek life. Like, we don't have rush week where you go to different houses and then you get dropped and preference and all that. We don't have that there. Basically what it is we do have Greek week. I know that is around the 3rd week of school starting, and that's where all the sororities and frats will be out that are active for that semester, and they will be, you know, just talk to all of them. I really recommend just talking to every single thing. Go to all their informationals if you really like. Of course, I'm going to recommend my sorority, which is Kappa Delta Chi. We're pink and maroon little penguins. If you see us, say hey. That's basically all I can recommend because that's the one I'm in. I talked to a few sororities along the way, and personally they just weren't for me. I felt more connected to mine just because of the philanthropy and just all the aspects that I fell in love with it. And I do really recommend like talking to every single sorority that you possibly can. Get as much information as you can, do research about it, because if that's something you choose, like, you're paying to be part of it. Price wise, that is something that I cannot say like whatsoever. There is no like entrance fee, if that makes sense. Like, you're not paying to rush things, if that makes sense. That's not how it works at our school. So every sorority is different with price wise. Personally for me, I just think everything is quite more affordable than you would see at a Southern school, in my opinion, for joining Greek life. So that's all I can say about that. As united as the movies make them. Again, I can't speak on other sororities and how their chapter is. My sorority does really does really try to have that sisterhood aspect, and I think this semester it's going to be really tight, or I'm hoping it's going to be really tight. So it just varies between sororities on campus and stuff like that. So now these are directly comments that were on my last previous Q&A, and I'm just going to be answering some of them as well. So Mo Garbe, I'm not exactly sure, sorry again. They asked, thank you for being so informative. I've been watching your vids for a while. I'll be at CCH as well. Hello, hi. She's majoring in business and she wants to know what my concentration, like I said, human resources and business management. And then she said, can you recommend professors in the future for 301, 302, 303? So if you are a business major, hey, and you haven't taken these classes, I recommend Court Williams. That's who I took personally, just because he did not make me fall asleep in class. So that's personally why. Vanessa Moreno asked a couple of questions, and so sorry that I'm barely getting to them, girl. What does sorority life entail at CUDH? I've heard you have to pay to be in a sorority. If this is so for all sororities, is this so for all sororities? And if so, how much do you have to pay? Does hazing go on in Greek like at CSUDH? Are you allowed to show interest in more than one sorority? I've always wondered this. Does it matter what your major is for joining a certain sorority? So the first question is, sorority life is very different than it is at, I want to say, other schools. I feel like that's probably true for a lot of Cal States. It's more so you're not being picked by one sorority. It's more so you choose the sorority you want to try to rush for, try to join, and you go through their process, and each sorority is different processes. We do have I-9s, and we have Latin-based sororities, as well as one multicultural sorority. As far as I know, they all do not discriminate. So depending on who's active for the semester, because you do have to do certain requirements to be active on campus as an organization, you'll see them out. Hopefully they are tabling to recruit. Some recruit every semester, some recruit every year. It really just depends, but I really do recommend going to each table, figure out what they are all about, what their values are, what their philanthropy is, what do you want out of it, and see what they're about, and then choose from there. You can show interest in other sororities. You have to pay to be in sororities. That is something that is not like a myth or anything like that. Depending on what sorority it is, they're very much different depending on whatever sorority it is. Really, it doesn't, like, there's no set price. I feel like they vary depending on what you guys have to do for your chapter and all of that. As far as I know, from my experience, very affordable payment plans are a thing, so I don't think money should stop you from joining a sorority, because the amount of things you get out of it, like learning skills, communication skills, business skills, honestly, I think is worth the amount of money that you will be paying. So hazing go on in Greek life at CSUDH. Personally, for me, you have to go, if you're trying to join a sorority or a frat, you do go to a hazing workshop, and I did that this past semester. They did disclose there was a hazing incident around 3 years ago. That sorority is no longer active from what I've heard. They have been, like, it died off. So It's no longer there, so I haven't heard anything. My sorority personally does not haze whatsoever. We really do not condone that. We, CSUDH as a whole, United Greek Council, Office of Student Life, we do not condone hazing, and you do have to go to that workshop to realize what hazing is. So if that does happen to you, you need to report it. No matter what your major is for joining a certain sorority, honestly, it does not. Some girls probably have like a lot. Like last semester when I was rushing, there was like a majority of them were psychology majors, but obviously I'm a business major. But now this year there's a lot of us that are kind of business majors, so it's really not like, major doesn't really matter. You might see them a lot more, but major doesn't really matter in my opinion. Rosenda Fergoso, again, I'm sorry for butchering these, like really sorry. She said, hi, I'm an incoming freshman this fall and I have 2 questions. How was your first day at CSUDH? Also, did you take summer classes during your incoming freshman year? So my first day at CSUDH was, it was a story just because I had to wake up. I had an 8:30 a.m. and I regret that so much. It was world politics. I didn't even need to take world politics, and I took it in the earliest fashion because I was like, oh yeah, like I can wake up early. And I freaking hated it. So it was kind of just tiring. I was very much excited though because like obviously like it's your first day of school, like jitters and you're nervous and all that. But it was pretty chill. I like went to class and then I came back home. I probably hung out with my roommates. This was like 3 years ago, so I really don't remember. But honestly, it was fun. It's whatever you make of it, honestly. So summer classes during your incoming freshman year, yes, but I did not do summer bridge. So if you guys do not know, if you like don't go to my school obviously, or you're you take summer bridge, which is usually a 6-week course during before freshman year. You go there, you live on campus, or you commute to take classes Monday through Friday, I believe, and depending, it's either English or math, just to get you prepared for remedial and all that. Personally, for me, I could not afford to live out there during the summer because I already like had fall and all that, so I somehow got it waived and I took it online through Fullerton and I passed, and that's how I took a math class during the summer before school started. It was really easy. It was just basic stats, so I mean, yes, but I didn't go to summer bridge because I got out of it. And Wendy Peniego, I believe, sorry. She said, I'm a commuter at CSUDH and thinking of dorming. Would you recommend it? And do you get to pick your roommates? Is it easy to get a job inside CSUDH? Where is your hometown? So first off, I'm sorry because this is a month old, so even then the priority for applications would have been closed already for housing, so I'm so sorry if you were like waiting for me to answer this. For a commuter, it really does depend on how far you live. If you honestly live anywhere 20 minutes or less from the school, I don't recommend you housing, simply because there are people, housing is becoming more popular and there are people that are farther away who need that housing who end up getting on the wait list compared to people who live literally 5 minutes away. So depending on how far you are, if you live in Anaheim or Fullerton, then maybe you should dorm, just because I know traffic hour is a thing. It may take like an hour and a half to get to school rather than usually like 30 minutes. So it's really pick and choose, but if you are someone who is very close, I don't recommend it, just because it's kind of unfair for those who really do need housing. Like I remember one year, one girl told me she literally lived across the street and she was housing, and then I knew that there was an international student who needed housing who was on the wait list, and he was basically waiting, and he was from India, I believe. And also it puts you in a, like, it's a lot of money to take out. Usually if you live close, you don't really have to pay for school, so it reduces your loan. So if you don't want to take out a big loan, I really recommend not doing it. For picking your roommates, yes and no. You get to preference on who you want your roommates to be through the housing portal. They always say it's not guaranteed, but honestly, if you have your house full and you're all accepted within each other, you're most likely guaranteed. The way we set it up is, if you want to be roommates with a specific person, we request those people first, and we're each other's only request people before we request everyone in the house. That's usually how we do it because we broke the system. Easy to get a job inside CSUDH. Actually, guys, this video is going to be up hopefully before this actually happens. I'm going to put a flyer up here. I saw recently there is going to be a student job expo on campus. I believe it's going to be August 16th. It's going to be a job fair for CSUDH school jobs, basically. I really recommend going to that if you are going to try to find a job on campus. It does kind of get competitive depending on where you apply. Personally, I know for the bookstore it's very competitive, so don't really rely on that. That one's more of you get to be a temp, and depending if they like you, they get to keep you, but that's very, very slim chance. Local student union, when they have openings, apply, because that is also a very popular job. And I do see them as competitive because they are on campus. They're the most convenient, so it kind of might be hard to get a job there. Luckily, my past 2 jobs were able to be on campus, so I was able to get campus jobs. But yeah, my hometown specifically, I don't think you guys would know. I'm not gonna really say it. I'm just gonna say Indio, California. It's like the next city over. If you guys don't know where that is, Palm Springs, California is their surrounding area. If you guys know Coachella Music Festival, literally 10 minutes away from there. That's where I'm from. I'm from the desert. I'm a little cactus. So I'm around 2.5 hours away from school, and that's why I dorm. Those are all the questions that I have answered today. If you guys have any other questions, drop them down below about the school. I'll answer as much as I can before school starts. Don't worry. You can guys also DM me on Instagram. I'm very open to people messaging me and asking me about school, because I know it's really hard, especially if you are a freshman and you are dorming and you have a lot of questions about housing. Like just leave them down below. But that's it. That's the video. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, also comment down below any ideas you guys have for future videos, and until next time, bye bye.